Happy One-Hit Wonder Wednesday, White Woman Wednesday. Side.
Boy, it is. Let's go outside right now.
We should do our show from outside.
Let's just grab our microphones and go. They'll work.
They will. I would absolutely love to be outside. One-hit wonders. I'm ready to rock and roll. Got early voting going on. Remember, kids, if you're going to vote early and vote often. Take
your ID.
That's right. Take 2 IDs. Take 3. Doesn't matter.
And if you have a dead relative, be sure and take theirs too.
That's right. You know what? Vote for one for Mega Mike Matt Van Mega Van Epps, and one for what they call her, Blondani.
Yeah, that's
one
what
for her.
Brother Chris came up with.
I like that one, Blondani. That is so hilarious. She's the mon. I'm like, settle down with that. Settle down. Tommy Tuberville the other day. You know, New York's already lost. It's already a Sharia law. I'm like, okay, good luck with that. Good God. So awesome. One-hit wonder, man. I got a great one-hit wonder today. I'm ready to rock and roll.
I emailed Van Epps' office and also left a message. Nobody bothers to call back.
No, it's all right.
I got this in the bag. I don't need to talk to the constituents.
Yeah. That's what they think of you. That's fine. You know, that's what they think of you. That's it. So, I don't know if you guys are aware of this Epstein.
Who?
This Epstein character.
Who's that?
Who's that? Never heard of him. Einstein? Did you say Einstein? What was he doing with young girls, Einstein? So they're going to swear Grijalva in later. Here's the thing. So this is the way this works. They swear her in. She's 218. They vote. They have to vote. They can. She petitions. Yes, okay. They have to go. They take a vote. It then goes to where? The Senate. The Senate has to vote on it. Do you think John Thundoggle is going to let... First of all, he's already hearing it from the MAGA crowd. You better pass this thing. You better get it through. You better figure it out. But then what happens? If they do, it goes where? To Trump. And Trump has to sign it. Do you think he'll sign it or veto it? That's the sad part of this. That is. So, that is the...
Let it go, man. It's a hoax.
It's all a hoax. All a hoax. I've never even met the guy. I know you see pictures of us together. That was done on the Photoshop.
Everything bad is a hoax.
Everything good is for me. Everything bad's a hoax. Like they edited me in to make it sound like that I didn't think Americans have any talent and can't work. It was not a good look, by the way.
That was rough.
You know what's funny? Of all of the stuff, I've heard a lot from you guys. The usual, like 2 or 3. Well, you get a lot of you guys who get mad at me for this. We don't have any talent here. I have never seen more people pissed about that than anything else. The economy, kind of stuff where you feel like you're getting gaslit. But that thing the other night, that was a kick in the grundle to a lot of people. So wait, you want to bring back manufacturing except for the part where we're going to have foreign workers? That seems weird.
Hey, the people complaining are just a bunch of no talents.
Yeah. Yeah. They're no talent. We got no talent in America. That's what I'm saying. No talent. And I love, at least Laura Ingraham goes, so how did we do it in the past? Right? How did we do it in the past? Now, we're not a manufacturing base anymore. We do services. That's what we do. We export our services. We export our ideas, our software, things of that nature, where we have huge surpluses in that. We decided, we don't want to make anything here. But the fact that you would say that is not, I think, a win. I don't think that was a win. I'm sorry, that was not a win for the American people. And you and I talked about this, Ken. Don't let it fool you about, once we get some people in here. It has nothing to do with that. You know what big business wants to do if they're going to bring people in? H1, HB, HH59er, 39er, he's going to work for half of what you're going to work for.
Yep.
That's it. You want to work for 90 grand? Guess what? He's going to work for 60 and crappy benefits. There you go.
It's always about the money.
Always about the money. Always about the money. Always. That's it. It's about the bottom line. When the crony capitalism is so vast. We do not have a free market the way we should. Our capitalism is tied up in this cronyism. We're talking about the AI. Let me tell you something about AI, guys. The burst of bubble that's coming is huge. And several of these companies are so intertwined with the government that they're now too big to fail. I mean, Sam Altman's out there talking about OpenAI and ChatGPT. They're $1 trillion into this thing. They're making $13 to $20 billion a year in revenue. How many years do you think it's going to take to get yourself profitable? And they've kind of already said, well, government will backstop us just in case things get sideways.
Which, of course, means the American taxpayer will backstop you.
Yes, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Because they're too big to fail. It's about the money. Capitalism has been hijacked by corporations to the point of ridiculousness in this country, and our politicians eat it up. I wish people would see more of that.
It used to be the case that, regulation was meant to be protective of the American people, and now it's gotten to the point where regulations are brought in to protect the companies that are already entrenched and in place from competition.
Yeah. And when the thing that drives me crazy is you guys, so many people don't understand the regulations they live for. These companies get so big and so massive and they love the regulations because they understand they're in a position that they can withstand all of that.
They can afford it.
That's it. They're already set up for it.
New guys can't. Startups can't.
Yeah, startups. It's frustrating, man. And I tell you what, and then coming out and saying, well, we don't really have the talent. Well, that doesn't seem like a good thing to say. Because it's not a good thing to say, people. It's not.
Yeah, that was pretty rough, man.
And I'm sure they're like, well, yeah, and they're trying to spin it. Okay? But that's a tough spin. That is. That's a tough spin on that one. Because you were pretty straightforward. And I like the fact that, which normally I didn't think that Fox would or Laura Ingraham would push him. So, well, how did we do it before? It's like, well, we did that. No, it is, man, that's a tough spin. We've already got position. The numbers are the numbers. Go look at independents. Don't look at right or left because they're both going to give you their idea of what things is. Independents, worried about jobs right now. Worried about the job market. And then you're going out there saying we're going to bring back manufacturing. By the way, we don't have any talent for it.
I know some strip clubs he could hit if he's looking for talent.
Oh, look at that. Probably already have found him. The hemp thing, I'm telling you guys. I mean,
that's another one.
That right there is a perfect example of insanity.
Calm down. People, you cannot let people make decisions on their own. Are you crazy?
That was slipped in there.
Yeah, Mitch, much like
McConnell's such a scumbag.
Oh, this will be good because now people won't do heroin. Oh. Jeez, dude, have you tried some gummies, dude? You might need a gummy, bro.
I think that's what he was on when he froze up those 2 times.
That stuff, this isn't like my old sticky icky back in the day. Devil's lettuce.
Sticky icky.
Whatever happened to good old-fashioned nose candy?
He thinks he's a Jamaican monkey with a donkey.
Give me some yayo. That's why Charlie Wilson was my favorite politician. If you ever watched that movie, he was just fun. Getting caught and with girls and blow, but it was in Jamaica, so he got away with it. And he just and you know what? It's like one of those things where he was like beloved. Why? He's in Texas in the reddest state at the time. He's blue and he wins all the time, and everybody owes him favors. And all he wants to do is run around and chase women. And then what's he do? He befriends like a super hardcore right-leaning Christian. Oh, geez. They're going to eliminate this. I mean, the hemp industry is going to be dead overnight.
Well, and it's not just in Kentucky. I mean, that's why
it's nationwide.
Yeah, that's why Rand Paul, saw this and went, whoa, wait a minute. Let me offer up an amendment here striking that language out because apparently, according to Senator Paul, Kentucky's hemp industry is nearly $500 million a year.
So with one fell swoop, McConnell just destroyed a multi-billion-dollar company.
Yeah, correct.
Business.
Yeah, it wipes out everything that has THC in it.
Yeah.
That-
The amount of THC that could be in it is so minute. It's done. Overnight, it'll be, they're already talking, people can close their doors, they're done. And for what? This wasn't even on the radar.
No, it just, I think it surprised. Well, and even Ted Cruz is against it.
Yeah, because you got to be high to listen to Ted. That's what Ted probably said. Everybody knows you got to be high to even pay attention to me. You talk to me. But what was it? Why this? Why now? It's like that is so ridiculous. And once again, it goes back to, as you say, Bill, they want to take our fun away. They want to take people's fun away. They want to take people's responsibility away. They're going to tell you what you should and shouldn't do because they're the rule makers.
Yeah, you shut up and you sit there and you listen and you do what you're told.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mr. McConnell. That's not freedom. Please retire early.
Yeah. Good God. And I was shocked. Because, again, if you guys listen to the show, I don't smoke, I don't drink, I don't do drugs.
You're a teetotaler.
Teetotaler. I'm a gold star teetotaler. Never had done any of those things. I don't even want when I had my wisdom teeth pulled, I didn't even want like the codeine, the Tylenol with codeine. I just fine. I'll be fine. Right? I'll take some, ibuprofen, I'll be fine. I that's just not who I am. I grew up in and around drugs. I don't care if people do. If you're responsible, go ahead. But it's the control. It's the control. And there's no need for this. None.
Well, and it is cutting into big pharma's profits. The availability of the THC, it's cutting into big pharma's profits.
Of course it is. Of course it is.
It's cutting into big alcohol's profits.
It's cut. And there it is. It's not whether or not it's good or bad for you. It's whether or not it's good or bad for the lobbyists.
It's everything
in the industry
comes back to money. Everything is about money.
Yeah. Yeah. Everything is about money. And just, like Trump, if Trump was honest the other night, he said, look, the reason we're going to get these visas is these people kind of know what they're doing because they're ahead of the game because they've been in the manufacturing world and we've tossed it aside. And, they're going to come over here and they're going to work for half of what our other people are going to work for. So and what's that do? Helps the bottom line. And that's what we care about, bottom line. Now, please buy my meme coin. Buy my daughter, buy my sons, buy my wife's. I need a ballroom. Oh, goodness me. All right, coming up, White Woman Wednesday. White Woman Wednesday.
What is she going to say today?
I've got one white woman, Jess. Now, she's going to need a bigger portion of the program because her insanity in just one segment is incredible. How she goes from point A to point B to point Z, back to G, over to F, up to 7. Why are we at 7? Wait till you hear this. This is insane. A bunch of other good stuff on the way as well. It is One Hit Wonder Wednesday. Belle, did you find your one hit wonder?
Yep.
I got my one hit wonder.
Woo, I got mine, boys.
That's right. That's right. You got yours, and a surprise it was. So I almost did that one, too.
Did you really?
Several people asked me to do that one, and I'm like, oh, I should do it. But no, the one I got today is perfect for White Woman Wednesday. So, I got a bunch of good stuff. A lot of it. Who's ready for it? Let's rock. Let's roll. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Gold in them there hills. All right. So check this out. Black Friday deal going on with Birch Gold. Gold, it's a smart place to be right now. Unsettledness in the market, unease globally. Are you ready for this? How about this? You convert an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. Birch Gold's going to send you free gold to your home for every $20,000 purchase. Now, gold started this year right around $2,600. It's over $4,000, and the dollar is up and down. You've got the AI uncertainty. You've got increasing military tensions. You got all this stuff going on. And guess what gold does? Thrives in uncertainty. Let Birch help you with that. So until November 30th, you can get free gold with a qualifying purchase. They will help you with everything. They're A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. That's why I love Birch Gold. This is what I want you to do. Text the word Benson to 989898 now. Claim your eligibility and receive a free gift, okay, when you get the info kit about gold and the opportunity for free gold with the purchase ends November 30th, so take advantage of it now. Text the word Benson to 989898 for full details.
Partial SNAP benefits going out in Tennessee today. We'll tell you about that story and others at 12:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Partial bennies.
Partial bennies.
Partial bennies.
And here's the thing. The government shutdown is not over.
No. They're going to vote
tonight, supposedly.
Yeah, supposedly. So Grijalva, they said they're going to, when I'm getting off the air, they're supposed to be, she's the 218th that would vote for the Epstein stuff, but
right.
She's going to be sworn in at 4 o'clock, and then they're going to, I'm sure, debate some stuff, and who knows what happens.
Probably just wait till Monday.
Probably.
Here's the thing. If this is a partisan vote tonight, Republicans, or let's just say Speaker Johnson, he can only afford to lose 2 Republicans.
Yeah.
And who comes to mind that always votes no?
Massey ain't voting for it.
Massey ain't going to vote for this.
He's Kentucky, too.
He's Kentucky, too. By the way, Marjorie Taylor Greene, because of the ACA and because, Mike Johnson's already out there going, we said we talk about it, but we never said because Thune said, we will give you guys a vote on the floor, but Mike Johnson never said that. He goes, I never promised him we'd give him a vote on the floor. I said we debate it and we'd have a conversation about it.
Yeah.
So that's going nowhere. That's going to go nowhere fast. So, yeah, could you imagine if he ended up losing to, and this is if everybody gets there.
That's true. Yeah, apparently some are driving.
Oh,
because they don't want to sit outside in a line to go through TSA.
That's true. That is true. Oh, and what if your plane was delayed? Or what if there is this thought, well, it's because you just don't know. It is a crapshoot. How funny would that be if like 10 of them missed it? Mike's like, we're going to have to hold off till tomorrow. They're going to come driving in the back of a U-Haul. 20 of them. I've never been treated so poorly.
They'll be riding up in an Amish buggy.
Oh, the Amish Ferrari. Man, those things are expensive.
Those buggies?
Yes.
Really?
Yeah. I was surprised. Because I'm on Amish Talk every once in a while, and I know how I got there. But you know what? Just deal with it, okay? And so I'm on there, and this guy he's like a Mennonite, but he has a truck and everything. But he's like, look, when we were younger, we have these, and he goes, this thing, and first of all, they're exquisite, made amazing.
Oh, yes.
But they're like 10, 15, 20 grand, some of them.
Man.
I know. That's insane. But you know about the mattresses.
Oh, the mattresses are outstanding.
You know what they do? Every night they come over to Ken's house, they build a new mattress, and then before they have a big mattress flip, they come on in.
Yeah, but they build it out in the yard, and then they pick it up and they move it in.
Yeah, that's right. Before they say their prayer.
They build it,
yeah,
strap it to the top of the buggy, and bring it on in.
That's so awesome. That is so funny. Our White One Wednesday, we've got some good stuff today. And again, the Epstein stuff is interesting. Like I said, I told you guys it wasn't going away. I mean, they're not even back yet, and it started to go crazy. And the minute, yes, is it strategic, the way that they released this today? Of course it is.
No, come on, Chad.
But
that's not a coincidence.
Is it real?
It's just a coincidence.
Is it real? Yes. It is real.
Yeah.
This is not fake.
Right.
They're not even denying it's fake. They're cherry picking stuff. There's 25 gazillion emails. We only want the stuff in there that's good. The stuff about what are they doing for dinner tomorrow night, nobody cares about that. But I will say this, if Trump, I think he knew a lot more. I think we're starting to figure out that he's protecting people and there was a lot more to the story. Not saying he did anything, but man.
Well, I'm just waiting for phase 2 to come out.
Whatever happened to her? She's still employed?
I think so.
Oh, that is a crazy thing. That phase 2. What kind of notebook do you think we're going to get? We're getting one of those old Peaches? I'd like a 3-ring binder, please.
It'll be a trapper keeper.
Yeah, they gave you. It was just so funny, like that big thing, and then they're like, "Oh yeah, he didn't kill himself. He killed himself. Everything's good. We're fine. Nothing to see here. He didn't traffic it to anybody but himself." Except for the part where, I don't know, there's a prince who's no longer a prince. Now he's Lord Mountain Bottom or whatever the hell his name is.
So talk about, all these coincidences, these timely things. So now you've got Kash Patel at the White House briefing, and he's giving an update on efforts to stop fentanyl from China.
Is that what he's doing?
Yeah.
Oh, God. Here's another one. And then he's like, I'll see you guys in Valhalla. Jeez.
So I guess maybe there's been some big thing about fentanyl from China.
Well, yeah. Yeah. Has that really been? I mean, has they? Because China now is only shipping it over to Venezuela, which we're getting ready to closer and closer to invade, it looks like. Yeah, not invade. Yeah, we do not have the manpower there to invade. It would be a disaster if we invaded. We had 15,000 people, of which not all of them are the fighting force. And yes, we could blow them off the map, but that's probably not what we're going to do. And we're not going to turn around and leave now, because if we did that, after moving the Gerald R. Ford there, the biggest battleship in the world, and we did nothing.
Aircraft carrier.
Huh?
Aircraft carrier.
Yeah, the aircraft carrier. After we took it there and we turn around and we leave, Maduro's going to think, well, I looked America in the face and told him, off.
I won.
I actually saw an article where he said he would step down if he was guaranteed a certain amount of money and to be able to live comfortably where he wanted to.
Yeah, and he said he would step down at 2030.
Yeah, we're a little behind that schedule.
Yeah, they're trying to get him to step down whenever they blow him up. So that's going to be his step down. All right, coming up.
He better not get in a boat.
They're not. They're not getting a boat on that one. We thought he was in a boat. He was in a castle or whatever he lives in. Oh, coming up, it is One Hit Wonder Wednesday. We got some fun one-hit wonders today, kids. So be prepared. We're going to do that straight ahead. Chad Bench Show, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Starting today in Tennessee, SNAP recipients will receive 65% of the November benefits due to the ongoing federal government shutdown. Those who are scheduled between November 1st and 12th will see partial payments immediately, while others will get theirs on their regular date. The remaining benefits to be issued once federal funding resumes, which Speaker of the House Mike Johnson says they're going to vote on tonight.
I just want to apologize to any Americans who are out there who still have flight cancellations or delays today. I want to apologize to the many American families who were made to go hungry over the last several weeks, our troops and other federal employees who are wondering where their next paycheck would come from. All of that's on the Democrats.
Yeah, Republicans can afford to lose only 2 votes if they vote tonight. The White House has responded to Democrats on the House Oversight Committee, releasing a series of email excerpts that they say show Jeffrey Epstein referenced President Trump. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says these emails are a hoax and distraction from the government reopening. And President Trump's appealed to Israel's government to issue a pardon for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. We get more from ABC's Ian Panel.
In a statement, President Herzog responding that he holds President Trump in the highest regard, but that anyone seeking a pardon has to submit a formal request. An opposition leader, Yair Lapid, issuing a reminder that Israeli law stipulates that the first condition for receiving a pardon is an admission of guilt and an expression of remorse. Neither of those things have happened.
Netanyahu's been accused of fraud and bribery. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
All right. No, it's November now. Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling is serving a big savings and big gratitude. Check this out. You got a clogged drain? You don't want to wait, right? Get the 93 or free mainline opening special, right? So it's only $93. Offer valid for single-family homes with a clean out. So you want to make sure that's taken care of. The family is coming. There's going to be a lot of food served. People are going to be going back for seconds. You get where I'm going with this. Get it handled. Plus, we're honoring our heroes this month, and there's great things going on. On top of that, let's just say, for the sake of argument, right? Like you're like us, and you've got a great recipe, and you think, what could they do for us over there? Well, check this out. Submit your favorite Thanksgiving recipe. You could win $2,000 off a new HVAC install. Runners-up are going to get $1,000 towards a new HVAC install as well. So it's Facebook Live. They're going to announce it on the 21st. Remember, though, the big one, clog drain. Do not wait. Get the 93 or free mainline opening special right now. That is a $93. You can open it up, offer valid single-family homes with a clean out, and the opportunity still, if you got that great recipe, to win $2,000 off a new HVAC install. Call 775-7833, 775-7833, or visit busybhvac.com. Busy Bee Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling, where comfort meets care. By the way, another 23,000 emails have been dumped out there with the Epstein stuff. So this will be interesting. This will be interesting, kids.
Why are we talking about a hoax?
Yeah, that's right. It's all a hoax. Kind of like the economy. It's all lies. It's all made up.
We
Never
were
met
just
him.
joking on the campaign trail.
You know what the big issue is? All of this, you talk the talk. Everything's coming down day one. I got this handled, right? We're going to release the files. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. People are now asking a question. Okay, well, where's all the stuff? I'm still waiting for the damn aliens. What do you think of apples that are those apples? It is Wednesday. On Wednesday, we have fun, as we do every day, by the way. It's called One Hit Wonder Wednesday. This is where we explore amazing music that for a brief moment in time made our hearts sing and smile, and some cases disappeared for other. In other cases, well, you know, it's still around, but they never had another hit. We enjoy doing this for each and every one of you. Let's get to it. All right, One Hit Wonder Wednesday. Today, we're going to start with Burl.
Get it, Brother Bilal.
Me?
Yeah.
Okay. Former member
Is there
of,
another person here with your name?
Yes. Former member of the band Rockpile, Nick Lowe, had his only single hit basically built off of MTV airplay
Yes.
in the early 80s called Cruel to Be Kind.
Yes, sir.
Such a great song.
Yes, sir.
Such a great song.
Cruel to be kind in the right measure. Cruel to be kind, it's a very good sign.
Cruel to be kind means that I love you. God,
I love
such
that
a
in the
great
video,
song.
Dave Edmonds is his chauffeur.
I just saw him do this with what's his name? Hall. From
Daryl Hall?
Daryl
yeah.
Hall?
Yeah, he was out at there. You know, he's got that,
Yeah.
the barn that he plays all the music in.
Is they still doing that show?
Yeah, I think they do it once in a while. I mean,
They're
I don't
in
know how much they
Nashville?
do it, but it was awesome. That's such a great song.
Well,
dude.
I'll
It
be.
really is.
How high did it get?
I think it was, I want to say it was top 5, but I'll have to double check it.
It's
don't-
such a,
that
that's
may
one of
be
those
wrong.
ones, though, where if you're going to do a one-hit wonder concert, you're like, we got to put that on, right? Because he's awesome. And just, that's such a great song. That is such a great song. And it kind of was like rock, and at the same time, it was kind of that new wave genre, kind of still had that feel. That was so amazing. Gotta be cruel to be kind. All right, Young.
Oh, I was
Young.
wrong. It peaked at number 12.
Number 12. Still around, though. Probably making money off it each and every day.
Yes,
Amen, brother. All right, what you got for us, Ken?
Let's go back to 1995, boys. You ready?
Every time I think of... Yes. That's right. Yeah, they were. It was funny because you and I were talking today. He goes, I thought that, yeah, you thought they were Latino. I said, no, they're Maoris. Yeah, they're Maori. And it's funny because the video, if you see the video, you're like, they're driving around in like a Lincoln, Continental that's lowrider with, and they look like they're at the beach. So you think, and then, no, they're Maoris. And both of them died, him and his brother. No, he died at 40. Inflammatory All right, I'm going to screw this up. So here we go. Demyelating polyneuropathy, neuropathy, which he had for apparently was chronic. It's an acute disease. So, and he died at 40 years old. And his brother, Phil, died 5 years before that at 41. That's just, how young is that? He died of a heart attack in his Auckland home at 41. God, that sucks. Yeah. Because when you think of Maoris or you think of that, you think big and giant and, Yes. They do. That's such a great song. And the video, too. The video, by the way, also makes it feel like they're in L.A. and like there's, some kids from Los Angeles put together a band. All right, mine. Oh, mine. So it is also White Woman Wednesday. So for all the white women out there that are listening, I want you guys to know this. I did not write this song. I did not sing this song. Not saying some of it doesn't ring true.
Is this dedicated to Kylie?
A little bit. Maybe Jess. Okay, I just want to let you guys know that. Song came out in 1963 by a 20-year-old singer. He was born John Lewis McLeese back in Norfolk, Virginia. Sang in the church choir, and they called him Soul because he had such great soul. So he changed his name to Jimmy Soul. He had one hit, sold 1 million copies, went to number one, stayed there for quite a while. And it was a song that he kind of took from a calypso song way back in the day, and they had a lot of fun with it. But I do want to remind everybody, I didn't write it. Not saying it's not true. Never make a pretty woman your wife. If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, never make a pretty woman your wife. So from my personal point of view, get an ugly girl to marry you. I love this part. A pretty woman makes her husband look small and very often causes his downfall. As soon as he's married her and then she starts to do these things, will break his heart. But if you make an ugly woman your wife, you'll be happy for the rest of your life. An ugly woman cooks meal on time, and she always gives you peace of mind. It's such a... Again, I didn't write it.
It's such a happy-sounding song.
Listen to this. I saw your wife the other day. She's ugly, but she sure can cook. Jimmy Soul, if you wanna.
Jimmy Soul.
What a great song. He died too at 45. He
Spousal abuse?
He probably. He's like, this Jimmy Soul guy, I don't know who that guy is. He got frustrated with the music industry, then went and left it and went into the military for a few years. Then apparently he tried to get back into it, struggled, got into drugs, ended up dying at 45 years old. But he has that song right there that if you want to be happy for the rest of your life, he probably made a pretty woman his wife. That's why he wasn't so damn happy. Those are your one-hit wonders today. Oh, Cruel to Be Kind. What a great song that is.
That is.
Oh, OMC. How bizarre.
I remember the first time I saw that Nick Lowe video on MTV, and I just sat there going, what the hell is this? Because it was just amazing.
Yeah. I mean, back in the day when there was a video that was great, that offered you something. Because remember, these guys they were getting art school guys to direct their videos. So half the time, They made no sense.
Yeah, they normally spend maybe like $2,000-$3,000 on them.
Yeah, and
which
they
was
made-
the case up until Rio by
by
Duran
Rhea.
Duran when they like broke $1 million on their budget.
But they made zero sense, right? Like I remember, they were either standing there singing or they were walking through a room full of like mirrors.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the video for Flock of Seagulls,
Yeah.
Iran.
Oh,
it's like the director goes, go out there and get me 40 rolls of aluminum foil and a bunch of mirrors.
Yeah, it's it. It was just so. When you think about it, they were like in a fun house making stuff. I remember like some of those old videos you'd watch. I'm sitting there watching. I think it was the Thompson twins. They said, we got all this money for a video. And what did we do? They put us in a room that was blue. They had us sing, and they bought us all new clothes. They lost all the new clothes. So what we came in that day is what we sang in. And I'm like, well, there you go then.
Thompson Twins. What a great band.
Hold Me Now.
Yes, sir.
ABC, all these great bands. Do you know, I remember the first video, though, that made it like a super impression was the Cars.
Ah, yes.
Remember that? They had the cartoon stuff and, you might think
Yeah.
That was a big one.
Man, the Cars had a great run in late 70s and 80s.
Yeah,
man.
they did. He was an ugly dude.
I liked Magic because he was walking on water.
Yeah, that's it. Magic. That was the one that was so big, didn't it? That was huge.
But he was also, that's like the rest of the band was in the video for like 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
Yeah, it was always, what was his name?
Rick Ocasek.
Yeah, Rick Ocasek.
Yeah. And
Had
who
a
was the
hot
other guy?
wife.
Ben Orr.
Yeah, he was the one. Who's gonna drive you
Yeah.
home?
Great song.
He died of pancreatic cancer
Yes,
back
he
in the
did.
80s.
Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna tell you guys that disease is the worst disease.
It is, man.
Last Wednesday, one of my absolute good buddies who grew up since first grade died, pancreatic cancer.
I didn't mean to bring the bit down.
No, but it was an interesting to show you guys how crazy it is. He didn't have symptoms until August, September. Then he was diagnosed.
Mm-hmm.
That's how fast it went.
Yep.
It is such a crazy, crazy thing. But I remember, the Cars were huge. Cars were one of the first bands that realized, besides Duran Duran's like, look, we all look like models. What can we do to be cool? But the Cars realized, okay, we can use these videos as our power.
And the leap they took from, I think it was Shake It Up to Heartbeat City.
Oh, I love that album.
With Mutt Lange producing.
Yep.
Mutt and Rick did not get along at all. In fact, he fought Mutt almost every step of the way. But Mutt produced an album that sold 8 million copies.
Yeah, you know what?
Cannot argue, man.
Can't argue. And by the way, somebody said Aha was probably the most defining video. It may be in MTV history.
Yeah, that was
The cartoon.
definitely iconic.
Take on
The
me.
rotoscoping where
That was pretty impressive.
where they blended the animation with the real life.
Yeah, and when you think about it. All right, coming up, I've got this one lady here that you guys are going to want to hear. Speaking, if you want to make a pretty woman
Is
your
she
wife.
white?
Of course, is she white? Hello.
It's Wednesday.
Wait, Wednesday.
Did she go
White
to Brown?
Woman
Did she
Wednesday.
go to Brown?
Huh?
Did she go to Brown?
No, this is a new one.
Oh.
Who, by the way, she's a boss babe too, so you better just deal with it. And you're lucky to know her. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7. Oh, Prize Picks right now. Download the Prize Picks app, America's #1 fantasy sports app, and start winning. The beauty of Prize Picks is you're not picking teams, you're picking players. You're picking players based on the projected stats, whether it's Steph Curry and whether or not he can hit more than 3.5 3-pointers in a game, or maybe somebody like Josh Allen. Will he throw for more than 220 yards or score or rush for more than half a touchdown? It's more, it's less, it's that simple. With Prize Picks, you get your money fast. Very fast. It is secure and almost instantaneous, so you have nothing to worry about. It is America's #1 fantasy sports app. Use the knowledge you have to start winning. When you set your lineup, that's 2 or more, guess what? You're going to get $50 instantly when you play your first $5 lineup when you use my code Chad. So what are you waiting for? Download the Prize Picks app now. Use my code Chad to get $50 instantly in lineups when you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right. Must be 21 in Tennessee. Gambling problem. Call 1-800-889-9789.
Federal government is still shut down, but partial Tennessee SNAP benefits are going out. We'll tell you about that story and more at 1 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
White Woman Wednesday. White progressive ladies tell us how awesome they are, how bad us, especially heteronormative, cisgender, and signed at birth recognizing patriarchal, masculine whack dudes that are us. Kay, she's fun. I don't know how good you think you look.
You may not need us, but now
Yeah.
we don't want you.
Yeah. As you were talking, you know what I was saying? Oh, were you talking to me? Because I couldn't hear because my awesome robot was over here doing sweet robot things. I mean, you know what's amazing? Like, at first, I'm like, are you trying to be the boss, babe? Is this what you're trying to do? Is it like, hey, I don't know if you recognize how much you need me.
TV brought up a good point. Let's see her open a pickle jar.
Yeah. How much do you need me? Right? Because I'm going to bring all kinds of good stuff. Okay. All I've heard is everything you want from the guy. How about, does a guy get to request the same things? Or no?
We're unnecessary.
Yeah. Well, we are unnecessary.
And I'm glad that she doesn't need a man to have a baby, because I don't think there's many men that would want to put up with that just to get sex.
She would not have a baby with you just to spite you. even if she wanted children. Because if you wanted children,
God forbid if she had to raise a male boy.
Oh, yeah, that'd be the worst. I'm going to let it pick its own name and stuff. Like gender. So crazy.
I identify as 5'5".
Oh, lordy. Just the gall of some people. I could never do that. Here's all the things I want from you. What are you bringing to it? Doesn't matter. I'm bringing me and my sparkling personality.
And I'm bringing nothing because I'm going to skip the party.
That's right. Oh, ladies. Woo! You know what that is? Shh. It's penis repellent.
True story.
That's what that is. All right, coming up, Trump dump Epstein files. What's going on there? We're going to talk a little bit about that. Trump apparently doesn't think America has any talented workers. Are we going to start doing that now? We're going to, I got a great idea. Where do you guys hear this? We're doing this next hour. It's a great idea. All right? This is a great idea because Trump missed his opportunity here. And I think we could fix it. Coming up, we're going to do a little bit of that, bunch of other stuff. And apparently the government may or may not be open later tonight or tomorrow. We're not quite sure. Chep is Super Talk 997.
One o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast coming up in 5 minutes. Starting today, Tennessee SNAP recipients get 65% of their November benefits due to the ongoing federal government shutdown. Those scheduled between November 1st and today will see partial payments immediately, while others will get theirs on their regular date. The remaining benefits to be issued once the federal funding resumes. And assuming there's full attendance in the U.S. House tonight, Speaker Mike Johnson says they're going to vote on it.
We believe the long national nightmare will be over tonight. It was completely and utterly foolish and pointless in the end, as we said all along.
Stephen Portnoy on what Johnson needs to get that bill onto the president's desk.
One question is, how many Democrats in the House will cross the aisle to end the shutdown? 8 Democrats in the Senate supported the measure, drawing the ire of progressives from coast to coast because the bill doesn't include an extension of expiring Obamacare subsidies. Assuming there's full attendance in the House tonight, Speaker Mike Johnson can only afford to lose 2 Republican votes before needing the support of Democrats to get the bill onto the president's desk.
Stephen Portnoy reporting. A provision in the Senate version of the legislation allows Republican senators to bring lawsuits against the Department of Justice for the phone spying performed under the Biden administration. Tennessee U.S. Congressman John Rose on WTN's Nashville's Morning News with Dan Mandis.
Well, so what we learned yesterday is that the Senate had put into this a chance for certain senators who were investigated wrongly, I think, by the Biden administration Justice Department, for them to get a $500,000 payoff, it looks like.
That language would require service providers to alert senators if someone is collecting their phone data. Election 2025, folks in Tennessee's 7th Congressional District can start voting now. Early voting starting at 7 o'clock this morning. Polls will be open until 7 o'clock tonight. That is for early voting. Early voting ends next Wednesday, November 26th. Make sure to take your ID. And to find your voting location, you can go to sos.tn.gov. Democrats on the House Oversight Committee investigating Jeffrey Epstein have released a series of email excerpts that reference President Trump. In one April 2011 email, Epstein told his convicted accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, that an alleged victim whose name was withheld by House Democrats, quote, spent hours at my house with him. We get more from ABC's Jay O'Brien.
Now Republicans on the Oversight Committee, because these files were released by Democrats, say that that victim is prominent Epstein accuser Virginia Giuffre, who recently died of an apparent suicide. That is notable, Republicans say, because Giuffre never accused President Trump of any wrongdoing.
Meanwhile, Representative-elect Adelita Grijalva of Arizona is being sworn in this afternoon and will provide the 218th signature needed on the bipartisan discharge petition that compels House leadership to bring the Epstein Files Transparency Act to the floor. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Happy One Hit Wonder Wednesday, White Woman Wednesday. Got a lot of more white women coming up. Man, I got one that is from our new girl, Jess. It is, I don't even know how to explain it. It's one of those ones where you're just like, there's going to be a test, right? Maybe. The Epstein stuff, I said it wasn't going anywhere. I mean, you know, Mike Johnson hoped, right? He held on for as long as he possibly could. He sent him out for days, for months. Were they gone? How long were they gone? They were gone 53 days. And now, guess what?
The bombshell release of what House Democrats say are emails to and from deceased convicted sex offender Jeffrey Epstein, several referring to President Donald Trump by name. In an April 2011 email released by Democrats on the House Oversight Committee, lawmakers say Epstein wrote to his now convicted accomplice, Ghislaine Maxwell, 3 years after pleading guilty to sex crimes involving a minor, telling her, "I want you to realize that that dog that hasn't barked is Trump."
Yeah. Also, several other things in there where it's obvious. They say he knew about the girls. Now, he's come out, and not a shocker. I don't even know who this Epstein character is. I've never heard of him. But this is the interesting thing about this is there's no denying the emails, right? Usually it's a hoax. They're just saying, well, they cherry pick the emails. What does that mean? Well, yeah, they just pick the ones that are going to, well, that's all you need. You need the emails if you're trying to, force something, do something, prove something. You need those emails. You don't need 23,000 emails that say, we went for coffee, and that's it. We talked about whatever that didn't matter. No, it's like anything. And the question isn't whether or not Trump did or didn't do anything. And, the whole thing about, Virginia Giuffre. Well, she already said Trump didn't do anything. That doesn't matter. Let me tell you something. If Trump knew stuff was going on, I'm thinking you're pretty much, how many of you guys out there, be honest, how many of you guys out there have friends who traffic in kids? Anybody? And would know that and would still be friends with them and then say, hey, to your other friend who's trafficking him, hey, can you stop doing that? Probably not a lot of you. Probably not a lot. It is, I'm sorry, if he knew, really knew, and you did nothing, you're as culpable. And trying to hide this and not oust all of these people, you didn't just go, I'm here to clean the swamp. No, dude, what you're doing is you're just making sure nobody else can get to the big beast in the swamp, which is you and your friends, if that's what this is. Now, the way this works is they're back today, kind of, sort of, maybe. I'm assuming everybody's going to get there. There's going to be one. Oh, my God. Guys, there's one congressperson that's flight didn't do the right thing it was supposed to, didn't take off when it was supposed to, and they used the do you know who I am card. That's the worst card you could ever play. Do you know who I am? No, obviously. If I did, first of all, it wouldn't matter. But secondly, no. So Adelita Grijalva is going to get sworn in, and she would be 218. So even if it gets through the House, all of the Epstein stuff, it doesn't mean we're going to see any of it. What's it mean? It goes to the Senate, and then John Thune has to deal with it. And the Thune doggle, he's not going to. This is a nightmare for him that he doesn't want to deal with because they're already saying that a younger crowd is calling him, which is really uncomfortable for them because we all know they don't want to talk on the phone, right? So they're already calling and bugging him. They're going to be sending him texts and emails. They're going to blow up everything they possibly can when it comes to any of his social media that you need to vote on this. But even if he does vote on it and it manages to get through, it has to go to Trump to sign. Do you think he would sign it to release everything? Hell no. No way do I think he would. There's no chance do I think for a moment he would do that at all.
And they won't have enough votes to overturn a veto. No, they won't. So, and when I hear him say it's fake, when I hear him say all of those things, those women who are now those women who were once girls who went through all of this hell, you lied to us when you said he never trafficked to anybody else. Really? Because there's a guy named Andrew who used to be a prince, who now lives in his big brother's tool shed because they had to take everything away from him because now he's Lord Touchy McFeely. Right? That's what he is now. That's probably his new name.
Well, he's a person that knew him and got stuff from him, along with a lot of other people. So don't lie to me. Again, don't piss him back and tell me it's raining. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
Just release the files and let the chips fall where they may, regardless of party.
Yeah, and if there happens to be a situation where some big donors get in trouble, good. Because if they get away with this, it's like at the beginning, at the top of the hour, Ken's news. Ken, how much were they going to get? $500,000 for every time they were spied on?
Yes.
Are you blanking kidding me? You guys put the damn Patriot Act in. You spy on us all the time. What should we get? Right?
Freedom from Congress.
Yeah, no doubt. No doubt. There are several Trumps, to be fair. What does that mean?
There's probably a lot of people in those.
Yeah. We all know the fact the Catholic Church, why aren't we storming that? Well, we're not storming the Catholic. The Catholic Church has had to come out and admit wrongdoing for God knows how long, and how many of them are nearly bankrupt because they took so much money from each diocese.
Yeah, they've paid billions in restitution for the victims.
Yeah. I mean, and they should. If you're hiding your friend, if any of my friends did something like that, I'm sorry, bro, we're not friends anymore, and you're either going to turn yourself in or I'm going to do it for you. That is kids, vulnerable, young women. And the whole thing about Ghislaine, I was hearing about the stuff that she's getting. She gets internet access because of the warden. Not even lawyers who come in to that place get internet access. She's got to get her hair done. They gave her a brand new mattress. She doesn't have to hang out with anybody else. And she is petitioning to have her sentence commutated. When you go and see the conspiracies against her, the trafficking of young minors for sex, not a good look. I know it's a pain in the ass, bro, but you're right, man. Just let the chips fall where they may, because the more you hide it, the worse it gets.
Yeah, and you can't convince me that there's only one Republican in those files, and it happens to be Trump, and there's no Democrats.
Yeah.
Please.
There's so many of them. And they're all pushing for it. They all don't want their names out there. Tough crap. I don't care about your big donors. I don't care if it hurts. I wouldn't care if it brings down the administration before Trump, the administration that may come later on, because we haven't even known who those people are. I don't care about any of that. If it's wrong, is the whole thing, nobody's above the law? I thought that's what it was about. But if not, hey, you know what? There you go. And this, man, you and I were talking yesterday about that whole $500,000. Good God.
It's ridiculous.
Any way they can write themselves a check, guys.
And it's a legal way for them to dip their hand into the treasury.
I've been wrong. Somebody give me $1 million. Oh, Lord. And
I've had my Fourth Amendment rights violated. Somebody give me a check.
It's infuriating. It really is. It is infuriating when you think about just the crony capitalism. I think we're going to look back in this time and think the amount of money that we wasted on politicians and their pet projects and in them enriching themselves they're not even pretending anymore. It's like, oh, well, so-and-so wronged me, so I deserve $500,000. Write that in. Write that in, guys. Come on. So hopefully today they'll vote. And what was it? Oh, they can only lose 2, right, Ken? Is that it?
Only 2 Republicans. They can only lose 2 Republicans.
Massey.
Well, Massey ain't going to play ball.
I don't think so. Not when you take away the hemp.
MTG might, but that's a plausible no.
That's a very plausible no, especially with the ACA, right? Especially with the healthcare situation the way it is, I think Mike Johnson's going to have to give her an absolutely guaranteed we will have a vote on the floor over some of this stuff. And he's probably going to have to explain. If he blows her off a whole bunch and says, we've got it, and he gives her talking points, I wouldn't be surprised if she says, no, I'm not voting for this then. And you know what that means? He called him back for nothing.
And the Republicans have the embarrassment of blowing a win.
as they tend to do. Well, both of them figure out how, hey, look, it's the jaws of victory, and I'm going to go grab that defeat right out of it. Oh, that would be well,
They should each get a Hunter Biden painting instead of $500K.
That would be so hilarious. I would love that. I would love that. Come on, that's super funny, guys. Come on now.
That was 4460.
Yeah. So, 9419. Think about Trump as the most prosecuted man on the planet. If they found out any impropriety anywhere in his life, he would already been in jail. No, because the thing is, remember, it's not about, I've said this, I don't think Trump did anything to the girls, but knowing is just as bad at that point in time when you knew what was going on. And it's about protecting the friends and donors and power for people. That's what it's about. And if you don't think people are sick and twisted, we're going to talk about what Italy is, the big scandal in Italy is right now. And I will tell you, it's the kind of things where they made a movie about it in the early 2000s. It's that sickening. And yeah, because powerful, rich people, they do things because they know they can get away with it. Why? Because other powerful, rich people will protect them. I've watched The Blacklist. I know how this works. That's the way that is. If you've never seen The Blacklist, just a great movie. Great TV show.
Yeah, and it's like Matt always says, too, in the absence of information, you fill that with speculation.
Yes.
If you don't want people speculating on what's going on, just give them the info.
That's because, even think about a relationship. If you think, you go for a job interview and you're not quite sure if you got it, you go through all the things over and over again. I should have done this. You thought it was the worst interview of your life, or you think your girlfriend or wife or husband or whatever is cheating on you, or thinks that you start to put stuff in your mind that runs rampant. Now multiply that by 400 million people globally. And what do you have? You got a nightmare. You got a nightmare in your hand. Coming up, White Woman Wednesday. I think we'll have enough time to fit our girl in here. It's that crazy. Plus, what is going on in Italy and the investigation that is happening now is truly the kind of thing that horror movies are made about. It is that creepy. So if you think that men in particular who are powerful can't do weird, creepy things, they've been doing it forever and a day. Talk about that among other things straight ahead. It is Chad Mencio, Super Talk 997. Raycon, best earbuds around. Love my Raycons. Right now, Raycon has something amazing for you. 30% off site-wide. They're getting ahead of Black Friday, Cyber Monday. My everyday earbuds are incredible. My classic earbuds, I love them. The fit, the feel, the sound quality, ergonomically built, amazing. Tons of colors to choose from. 8 hours of talk time, 32 hours of battery life. And check this out. Not only is there active noise cancellation, but fast charging and multi-connectivity, which is incredible. So if you want to start winning the holidays and do it early, get ahead of this with 30% savings right now from our friends at Raycon. This is how you do it. You go to buyraycon.com/Chad to save 30% right now. It is their Cyber Monday, Black Friday, getting going early holiday event going on right now. Save 30% site-wide. Buyraycon.com/Chad.
Tennessee SNAP recipients start getting partial November benefits today. The government still shut down. House lawmakers, meanwhile, expected to vote tonight. It could reopen once it goes from the House to the Senate, then to the president's desk. So we've got some steps to take before the government is fully reopened. And then again, we've got Jeffrey Epstein emails referencing President Trump. These stories and more at 1:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
White Woman Wednesday. This is where white women lecture us men and some of you women out there who love your husband and had children with them and depend on your husband like they depend on you. That's evil and bad, as we all know. But it's not just always about that. Sometimes just products and places can be tone deaf to what's going on out there. Case in point, our new favorite, her name is Jess. And kids, you better buckle in because this one is all over the place.
We need to talk about Sephora's holiday ad and how it feels like such a slap in the face to consumers in the working class.
So Sephora, they do makeup, for those of you who don't know. It's where Belle gets all his eyeliner. I'm more of an Ulta guy, but whatever.
I get a discount, so shut up.
So they did a Christmas ad. Like, my wife brought this to my attention a week ago. I'm like, how is this controversial? With Mariah Carey.
Bad news, Mariah Carey. The elves are striking this year. Elf revenge for putting us through holiday hell.
Over the past year, we've seen rising costs, calls for a general strike. And with the government shutdown, we've seen wide exploitation of labor. Trump literally just went on a tirade against the FAA. Starbucks workers are organizing a strike. Conversations around class solidarity and the impact of government policy on working people are constant right now. Strikes and collective labor action are some of the strongest tools we have. So for a strike to be the punchline in an ad, it's definitely a choice. But it gets worse.
I'm pawning all this so I can afford elf therapy.
That's my blush, elf boy.
I'm pawning this to afford therapy is especially tone deaf. The shutdown and subsequent Senate vote to reopen the government is going to lead to higher healthcare costs. Millions of Americans are not going to be able to afford basic care, including therapy.
Now, I just want to point this out. They did not shoot the commercial 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago, a month ago. These commercials are done well in advance, okay? Now it gets really good. So far what we have here is how dare they do that, and she's going to pawn them, and, you know, they're going to pawn all the stuff. And it is poking fun at the fact that Mariah Carey, if you know nothing about her, she's not easy to work with. Is probably a good way to say that. She's been known to be a diva. Now, she's poking fun at herself over the fact that she understands that she's a diva.
And so what's the ad's response to this?
You can't cancel Christmas.
Any last words?
Yeah.
It's
Can we not?
I wouldn't be surprised if you can't cancel Christmas is exactly what Senate Democrats said, who capitulated to Republicans and corporate donors to reopen the government without securing those ACA tax credits. Concern was not protecting working people. It was appeasing donors and avoiding disruptions to holiday spending and air travel. And this entire ad is a microcosm for the same dynamic. A glossy, high production message that sides with corporate power over the working class. Keep the consumer machine running. The fact that Sephora chose to approach this holiday campaign through the satire of striking workers, it's deeply disappointing. As someone who spends a lot of money at Sephora. And as part of a broader pattern that we've seen all year, ads that mirror our larger political moment, whether it's the Sydney Sweeney Jean ad, the Matt Rife ad for Elf, and now the Sephora spot, they're all just tapping into the same systems that are defining this era. Patriarchy, white supremacy, and ultimately capitalism.
Wow. Here's the thing. She is, how should we say this? She's a solid 8 or 9. Pretty much anywhere. And the entire time she does these, you know what she does? She puts makeup on the entire time she does her little rants. And you're talking about, so wait a minute, the ad about her and Sephora being, again, apparently making fun of striking workers and poor people and the government shutdown and SNAP and patriarchy and racism and homophobia. I'm just going to throw it all out there. Or maybe it's a commercial over the fact that Sephora's trying to sell stuff. Mariah kind of moves the needle in some cases, and she's kind of a pain in the ass. And the elves recognize that. Maybe we're reading a little too much into it. Maybe. Oh, you white women. This is the problem right here. This is it. White Woman Wednesday. And how do you get to the point where, like, this is about the patriarchy? First of all, it's a commercial for what? For makeup. What is the patriarchy? How many guys do you know are part of the patriarchy? Is like, you know what I need? A good blush.
You can make anything about anything if you want to disconnect from reality.
And that's what it is. You tell a lie long enough, well, guess what? Everybody does it. Right, left. Just my goodness. And the reach.
Like, George Costanza said, Jerry, if you believe it, it's not a lie.
It's so true. If you believe it, it's not a lie. Wow. These people are so nuts, they make Britney Spears look sane.
Oh, Britney.
Oh, poor man. There's more news about her, too. She's melting down. Poor thing.
I wonder when the last time she showered
That's
or bathed.
You know what? Every time I see her, I'm like, ugh, she looks dirty.
She does.
She looks like she smokes 50 cigarettes a day, never brushes her teeth, and doesn't shower.
Well, and it looks like she's going days without sleep.
Yes. Oh, God. The new video of her eyes are so sunken in. And you know what? I know it's weird, but you're watching somebody melt down, and it's sad because apparently the people that actually knew. And, well, there you go. I don't see them out there going, free Britney now. I see them out there going, put her back. Put her back.
Yeah.
Put her. Too late. The genie's out of the... I don't even think she lives in America. Right? She's still in Mexico, from what I think. Because she probably wouldn't want to come here. So, it's just sad. Sad. All right, coming up. Are we talented? Or are we not talented, Mr. President? Plus, if you don't think rich people want to do crazy things, this story out of Italy is just insane. We'll talk about that as well. Chad Benz Show, Super Talk 997.
1:30 on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast and traffic in 5 minutes. Tennessee SNAP recipients going to start receiving partial November benefits today. The Department of Human Services says 65% of benefits will be issued now, with the remainder coming later once federal funding resumes. Families scheduled for earlier dates will see those payments today, while others will get partial benefits on their regular schedule. House lawmakers expected to vote tonight. ABC News senior White House correspondent Selena Wang has more.
We're expecting this vote tonight at around 7 to 8 p.m. It is expected to pass, but we are also looking at a very tight vote, just given these slim margins for Republicans in the House. And you've got literally right now lawmakers racing back to Washington to make it in time for this vote. You have some who are documenting on social media how they are driving hours across the country to avoid any of those potential flight delays.
So this deal would fund the government until the end of January, but it does not address the expiring subsidies for the Affordable Care Act, something Democrats were fighting for. The White House says the Jeffrey Epstein emails referencing President Trump is a Democratic hoax and distraction from the government reopening. Meanwhile, Jay O'Brien tells us
the last signature needed on that discharge petition that would force the revote of the release of the Department of Justice's Epstein files, tens of thousands of pages of other records. That last individual will be sworn in today, Representative-elect Adelita Grijalva. She hasn't taken her seat for 7 weeks now, despite winning a special election to take her father's seat. She will be sworn in by the Speaker today. She says that she will be, as one of her first acts, the last signature on that discharge petition to force that vote. It starts the clock ticking on that vote, expected to come in the coming weeks.
And Rutherford County Mayor Joe Carr hospitalized after being injured while training horses at his Las Casas farm. He suffered multiple broken ribs, a lacerated liver, and a partially collapsed lung. Was moved to Vanderbilt Medical Center for treatment. Officials say the horses are unharmed. Carr remains in stable condition. Says he's thankful for the care. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
The Wellness Institute of Nashville. Write this down, painisbad.com, painisbad.com. So, look, I swear by them. They're incredible, right? They have my seal of approval. It's incredible. Dr. Mitchell, Dr. Ashley, what they do, what they know. It's not just about like, look at all the great machinery. By the way, their machinery is like, it's aliens. Like, you go there like, oh, but it's the knowledge. So right now, take advantage of the Big Daddy Trump special. $12, comprehensive exam, x-rays if needed, and explained diagnosis, and first treatment. If you got an MRI, bring it. If you've lived with pain, especially in your back for a long time, you have to address it. And if you're frustrated and you think it's only surgery or spinal injections or painkillers, you don't want that. Go see the Wellness Institute of Nashville. Call them today. Tell them I sent you, 615-246-5009. You can get your back back. You can live a pain-free life, whether it's a sciatic, it sucks, your back, neck, all of that stuff that drives you crazy. Get it taken care of with the best around. The Wellness Institute of Nashville. 615-246-5009, 615-246-5009, or painisbad.com. Super Talk 99.7 WTN, broadcasting live for our annual Nashville Rescue Mission More Than a Meal Radiothon, presented by Mark Spain Real Estate. It's Monday, November 24th. All right, 5 a.m. That's in the morning to 7. And we're all going to be there. Mandis there, Hand there, Benson there, Murphy there. And we want you to help us reach the new goal for the More Than a Meal Challenge of raising 55,000 meals in 14 hours. And we're going to have so many of our amazing sponsors, Beacon Capital Management, right? Busy Bee. It's going to be there. Charlie Daniels, Journey Home Foundation. They're all going to have a part in this, and we hope you do as well. If you want more information, and I think you should, especially this time of year, people struggling, visit 997WTN.com or NashvilleRescueMission.org. So, we're talking about the whole Epstein thing. And rich people like things they're not supposed to have. Why? Because they're not supposed to have them. It's the forbidden fruit. And I saw this story, and I double, triple checked it. Because, I don't know if you're aware of this. Ken knows this. Sometimes things aren't true. By the way, do you know how good AI is? Ken, did you see the Obama getting on the airplane thanking the vets?
No.
Okay. I thought it was AI. It wasn't. It was real. But I thought it was AI. Because it looked, now it's to the point where it looks so good, you're like, it's got to be fake.
You don't trust anything.
I don't trust it. I could have been on the plane. I'm like, that's not him. That's an impersonator.
Yeah.
That's how real. So, you gotta double check everything. Public prosecutors in Milan have opened an investigation into Italian citizens who in the early 90s, during the Bosnia-Herzegovina Serbian battle that went on, they paid up to $90,000 to go there on a sniper safari to kill people for the hunt and sport of it.
Wow.
Including children. Think about that. Because they probably have hunted everything else in the world, and they've seen all those damn movies with Steve Austin, right? Like him out in the, they're going to come hunt me, because, those kind of things. Remember all those movies? It was a movie a few years ago called The Hunt. Great movie, by the way. If you've not seen that, you should check it out. And it actually is kind of interesting because it came out right around just after Trump was elected, with Perry Gilpin and a few other people in it that are really big. And they made her out to be super MAGA, and like they were hunting MAGA people. It was that crazy. These people actually did it. These people did it. They were human hunters from abroad. And it is not the first time this has happened. The movie The Hostel is actually based on true events that took place in Southeast Asia, where people would go and have the opportunity to do horrific things to people because they've done everything else. That is disgusting. So there's a documentary that came out in 2022 about the Sarajevo Safari. And now they're investigating. There's a 17-page report that has been handed in, and they are looking because, yes, about 100,000 euros, 88,000 in today's, was spent to go there. And they said a lot of people took part. You would go there and you would just, and by the way, if you've never seen the Yugoslavian, the war, the ethnic cleansing, all of that stuff, imagine you're on Broadway and you've got to go across the street. And as you're running across the street, there are people in the building shooting at you, but you've got to go make a deposit in your... It was so bizarre how weird that thing was. To the point where I think it's not like one of the last times that the UN actually got involved in NATO peacekeeping in any kind of defense, because it was ethnic cleansing. But that's how sick that was. So yeah, when I think, can rich people do sick and depraved things? Oh, you betcha you can. And they do. They do. Somebody said earlier, we were talking about the Epstein files, man. I said, it's eyes wide shut. Yeah, eyes wide shut indeed. Trump. This was an unforced error. You may love Trump, and I get that. Some of you out there love him. Love him. It's the greatest. But this was an unforced error, unless you guys believe this.
Going to be a country like what we have right now.
And does that
the
mean
Republicans have to talk about it?
And does that mean the H-1B visa thing will not be a big priority for your administration? Because if you want to raise wages for American workers, you can't flood the country with tens of thousands or hundreds of thousands of foreign workers.
You also do have to bring in talent. When
we have plenty of talented people here.
No, you don't.
We don't have talented people here.
No, you don't have certain talents, and people have to learn. You can't take people off an unemployment line and say, I'm going to put you into a factory where we're going to make missiles, or I'm going to put
How did we ever do it before?
Well,
I'll
give you an example.
I thought that was great that she asked that, Lori Ingram. How did we ever do it before? Just out of curiosity. Now, the manufacturing, where he's right, is the manufacturing side of stuff, especially for high-end electronics and certain things. Take, for instance, when they did the whole CHIPS Act and, Biden started, put that thing in motion and they're building those chips here, right? The Taiwanese are building them here. If we opened it fully up today, we would not have enough people to fill any of those positions. It takes a while to build up something like that. But to come out and say, well, we don't have that. Yeah, that pissed a lot of people off. Rightly so. I don't know. What were you thinking at that point in time? And the other side of it is, and this is the side that matters the most, let's be real, for the big corporations, it's money. Just say what it really is. You know, that's the one thing about Trump that everybody, I mean, those first, I love watching, oh God, what's his name? Shane, the comedian, talk about. Gillis. I love watching him talk about, Trump in his first, when he's on stage in those first, debates and how, he changed everything. And he would just tell everybody kind of the truth, like whether he was, whatever it was, just told him the truth. Like, hey, your brother's a war criminal, Jeb. Low energy, right? And he would also make some stuff up, but he would say it's about profit or it's about this, that, and the other, or yeah, I took advantage of all the tax credits because they're there. Why wouldn't I? I'm not stupid. Well, just tell us the truth. The truth is we're going to import cheap labor, but it's not cheap labor to pick fruits. It's cheap labor to manufacture stuff because they're going to work for maybe 2/3 of what Americans would work for. And what's that do? Cuts down on the profits if we have to pay full rate. So that's what that is. Every one of you has heard a story over the last several years where they imported somebody with an H-1B visa. They came here, and the person they replaced had to train them. Could you imagine that? So saying this, yeah, I think that was an unforced error. Is he wrong about the talent? Yeah, he's wrong about the talent. Could we learn? We could. But are we going to be expensive? Well, it's a different story. That's a different story. So, yeah, I think that was a bit of an unforced error on that one. Just like the whole thing with the economy. He's still out there saying, why aren't Republicans talking about it more? Because they're hearing from their constituents because they were home for a lot of days. They were home for more than a few days. And speaking of that, who wants $2,000? Again, something I wouldn't recommend.
Thank you so much. Trump has talked about sending out $2,000 checks to U.S. citizens. Earlier this year, he also talked about sending a Doge dividend. That didn't materialize. Should U.S. Citizens expect a $2,000 proposal? Is the White House committed to making that happen?
The White House is committed to making that happen, yes. And we are currently exploring all legal options to get that done. I don't have a timeline for you or any further details, but I can confirm for you that the president made it clear he wants to make it happen. And so his team of economic advisors are looking into it. And when we have an update, we'll provide one.
No. That can't be real, right? You cannot send $2,000 checks out. That is not bringing the deficit down. It is not fixing any of the issues. We don't have the money. Are you going to means test people? That's one of the things I've heard. And it sounds, oh my God, he's going to send everybody $2,000. First of all, who's sending what?
I'm sure the party of fiscal responsibility will put it towards the debt in the end.
There is nobody in...
There is no party of fiscal responsibility.
There is nobody. Yeah, fiscal insanity, but not fiscal responsibility. I know a lot of people get mad at Massey and a few of the others because they always vote no. That's good, right? Because we need people to vote no. We need people to vote no. Every once in a while, we need somebody to go, hey, how about we don't do that? How about we don't do that? No, first of all, it would be double what we've taken in on the tariffs. So that's probably not, I think, something we want to do. Secondly, and I think this is very important, the tariff question has not been settled. I think we know which way it's going to go. If I had to put money on it, I would say it's going to go, no, you can't do this, Mr. President. You don't have the authority.
That's just a bunch of liberal judges, though.
Yeah, except for the ones that I put on there, which are even double liberal because they hate me. Sold out to everybody, the liberal judge. I don't know what they were thinking. So, no, we can't do this. This is, this feels like a little bit of a Hail Mary at a time when people are worried about the economy. People are worried about jobs because of AI. And because just the economy itself. And you lost races that you were supposed to lose, but you got whooped in races that, you should have been much closer. And you feel like the tide's turning. I feel like this is a Hail Mary. You can't send out $2,000 checks. Everybody would like a $2,000 check for free, but that comes from who? The taxpayer. Now, if you want to send everybody meme coins, okay, knock yourself out. But as far as this goes, no. Again, we need some fiscal responsibility. Not a lot at this point in time. I'll take somebody who every once in a while gets something right. But we can't do this. We can't. Oh, my Lord. Don being blackmailed, that's some of the good stuff that I see. Some of the stuff that gets, easy. It's so many. Trump's got to be being blackmailed by the Epstein stuff. Why would he be being blackmailed? Again, you're the most powerful person in the world. And it's one of those things where the whole Epstein stuff, we said it wasn't going anywhere. We did. Now, do I think it's going to ever see the light of day? I don't. But I think what it's going to do, you know what? Here's when I think it'll be see the light of day. And this, if I'm Trump, is why you shouldn't get rid of the filibuster at all. But it won't see the light of day because it's got to go from the House to the Senate, which they probably won't take a vote on it, although I think Thune may, and even if they do pass it, it has to go up to Trump, and he's never going to sign it. So I don't think it'll see the light of day, but there's no doubt this is going to be a pain in his ass for a while. And, should have released it. What does Matt say about speculation?
In the absence of information, people will speculate, and then that opens up the gates to any idea that you may have.
Yeah.
Even if it's not even remotely true.
That's how conspiracies start. All right, coming up, more good stuff. A little White Woman Wednesday. A bunch of other stuff straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 99.7. Birch Gold. Right now, Birch Gold has something amazing. It's their Black Friday special. So if you convert an existing IRA or 401k into an IRA backed by gold, for every $20,000 you spend, you're going to get free gold sent to your house from Birch Gold. Now, in times of uncertainty, and I believe we're sitting in one of those situations, we've got AI, feels like a bubble's ready to burst. We've got situations going on globally where there's tons of unrest, and the dollar up, down, sideways with the potential of inflation. People do what? They flock to gold. Started at $2,600 at the beginning of this year, where we over 4,000 plus right now. So it's a great time to think about, what can I do? Talk to Birch Gold, A+ rated by the Better Business Bureau. They're amazing. That's what I want you to do. Take advantage of this opportunity, and it is a great opportunity with free gold being sent to your house, right? But it only lasts till the 30th of this month. So text the word Benson to 989898 now. They'll get you out an info kit. You got to make that decision, but you got to get the information first. Text the word Benson to 989898 for my friends over at Birch Gold.
Tennessee SNAP recipients getting some of their November benefits under the ongoing government shutdown, which could end tonight. We'll tell you about that coming up at 2 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
Hi, I'm Kylie, and here are 5 types of people I think deserve food stamps. I've seen so many white people make videos about who they think deserves food stamps and who doesn't, and I just wanted to make a video about how much I hate you and clarify who deserves food. Number 1, everybody. Everyone. Food is a human right. Whether you're a good or bad person, or you're poor or not poor, you deserve food. Everyone does. Number 2, students. A lot of students are full-time researchers. They do not have time to get an additional job to feed themselves. So subsidized food is amazing for these people. There are future doctors, lawyers, etc. Number 3, obese people. The second a fat person gets on here and talks about how they are on food stamps, the comments are so rude. They're like, oh, do you really need food stamps? Clearly you're eating enough. Everyone deserves food. Why are you policing people's bodies? Doesn't matter what weight you are, you deserve a healthy and balanced meal. And last but not least, people with kids. People are so quick to judge adults for going to the food pantry, but it's like a lot of these people have kids. So even if you like to blame people for being in poverty, which by the way, it's absolutely not their fault, there are systems at play there, you cannot blame a child who can't work. So mind your business and stop getting on here to spewing bullshit and hateful rhetoric.
She's fun. I hate you. Now let me tell you why you should listen to what I have to say. That's our friend Kylie. Where's she from, Bill?
I don't know where she's from, but she went to Brown, even though she had a scholarship to White.
Yeah, she did. She was going to play for the Fighting Crackers. You guys ever seen them?
I like how she omits stupid decisions people make as being poor.
That is my I love that. No, that's the system. Really? Because Jimmy's doing crack in the yard, right? Bobby's got 9 kids from 17 different dudes, right? The system didn't come over and go, you should probably have a baby with this idiot. Bad decisions are a part of life. We've all made bad decisions. How you recover from them is one thing, but blame, and yes, there are people out there that have real issues, and those people need to be taken care of.
Sure.
And there are people out there who work their ass off, but you know what? They come up short every month, and that's why we have some of the safety net. And there are people out there, the system made me do it. No, you're an idiot. You shouldn't get anything. You can work. Although, quite frankly, I've met a lot of people, and I think it'd be better just to pay them not to work and stay away from everybody because they're stupid. I mean, when you think about it.
Nobody wants to work with stupid people.
Nobody does, man. Nobody ever. Have you ever? I just remember watching Daniel Tosh when he was talking about during the great, recession, how 90% of people still had work, in some way, shape, or form. And then he goes, the most amazing number is 90. He goes, have you met America? And I'm like, I have. There's a lot of people out there you run into. You're like, who didn't get the job? What were they about? What were they about? But yeah, thank you and fat people.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know what?
Who's she getting off calling people fat?
I know.
She's fat shaming people. That is unacceptable in our society. That is disgusting.
We would never do that here.
Do they teach that at Brown?
No, probably not. They teach that as probably some sort of, I don't know, like that's a disability at this point in time.
I blame her white parents.
Cracker parents. You know who you are, cracker parents. Crackers! Coming up, hour number 3 of the program. Yes, we're doing our one-hit wonder again. Bunch of other goodies on the way. If you missed the show, shame. Grab the podcast. Chad Ben Show. Super Talk. Shame. 98.7 WTN.
Two o'clock on the dot. I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Full forecast coming up in 5 minutes, and starting today, Tennessee SNAP recipients getting about 65% of their November benefits added to their accounts. The Department of Human Services says the remaining amount will be issued once federal funding resumes. Those scheduled later this month after today will receive their partial payment on their usual date. House lawmakers expected to vote tonight to end what has become the longest government shutdown in U.S. history. ABC News senior White House correspondent Selena Wang with more.
But even if Republicans have everybody present, they can only afford to lose 2 votes. We are expecting most Democrats to vote no, considering the anger and frustration over the fact that after this weeks-long fight, they are not getting their key demand, which is an extension of those Obamacare subsidies. But look, you heard what Speaker Johnson said. President Trump has also been very optimistic that this is going to get across the finish line once it passes the House. It then goes to the president's desk for his signature, and all of that could happen within the span of tonight.
Now, the White House is reacting to emails from Jeffrey Epstein that mention President Trump. ABC News White House correspondent Karen Travers, reaction from the White House.
The White House says that House Democrats have, quote, selectively leaked emails accusing lawmakers of creating a, quote, fake narrative about President Trump. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt says in a statement the stories are, quote, nothing more than bad faith efforts to distract from the president's accomplishments. She calls the release of the emails a hoax and distraction from the government reopening. Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
Well, in one April 2011 email to co-defendant Ghislaine Maxwell 3 years after Epstein pleaded guilty to sex crimes, Epstein wrote, quote, I want you to realize that dog that hasn't barked is Trump. He also claimed an unnamed victim, quote, spent hours at my house with him, according to the Democrats on the House Oversight Committee. President Trump's appealed to Israel's government to issue a pardon for Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. We get more from ABC's Ian Pannell.
Netanyahu is currently on trial and is charged with 1 count of bribery, as well as fraud and breach of trust in 3 separate criminal cases. His trial actually began in 2020. In a letter to Israel's President Herzog, President Trump writing, I hereby call on you to formally pardon Netanyahu, who's been a formidable and decisive wartime prime minister and is now leading Israel into a time of peace.
Israeli President Herzog is in charge of issuing those pardons. He says that a formal request needs to be submitted. All those text messages you're getting about mysterious toll road charges, cybersecurity experts say they know who's behind them. Here's Jim Ryan.
The scammers based in China have been dubbed the smishing triad for the SMS text messages they send out by the millions, posing as EasyPass, the U.S. Postal Service, or Google. Cybercriminals will try to convince their victims to send money to settle non-existent charges. Now, Google has filed suit against the smishing triad, saying it's damaging its good name.
That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
By the way, somebody said, hey, Chad, you shouldn't say cracker on the radio if you're not willing to say the N-word. I'm offended. I need equal offense.
No. That's the N-word is, you can't use that because you're white. You are white, so you can call yourself a cracker.
Yes, that's right. Or
honky.
Honky. Somebody said saltine Americans. I like that.
Saltine Americans?
Yeah, saltine. Ritz Americans?
No, that you could use that one because you're a ginger.
That's what I am, a ginger. We were laughing earlier today. Belle says, have you seen this? It's the funniest. It's a meme. And this girl's got like red hair all the way down to her butt. And she cuts, 30 inches off of her hair?
Yeah, she cuts like 3 feet off of her hair to donate to charity for kids with cancer.
And what happens?
And then somebody comments, great, now the kid's got to be a ginger on top of having cancer.
Us gingers. By the way, sources say Epstein survivors are going to be there at the Grijalva swearing in. You know what's funny is the Republicans running around going, we have to make sure we protect their names. They're all standing in front of, willing to do 1,000 interviews. They want it out there. They don't want to be hidden anymore. They don't want silence anymore. They want their voices heard. They do. And I said it, everybody's like, well, Chad, what about Russia? I'm going to tell you guys this right now. I don't care. Remember, a lot of this happened prior to him becoming a politician. And when he says, he's not a politician. Yeah, you're a politician. First of all, you've been in politics your whole life because you can't be a developer in New York and not know how to grease the wheels in the world of politics. But you've been president once before. You ran. And now you're president again. You're in politics now.
He became a politician when he had his first meeting with Congress.
Yeah, that's exactly it. That's it. So, look, they released stuff today. It's not a good look. And it's stuff that was from years ago saying Trump knew things. I'm sorry, if you knew things, and I keep waiting for any one of you. Somebody said, what if your friend dealt drugs? I'm like, is he moving weight? Because if my friend's moving weight, you know what I'm not doing? He's not my friend anymore. We're not hanging out. And chances are he's a killer. So I'm probably not going to do anything but turn state's evidence and then get in the witness protection program.
That would be a good plan.
That's a little bit different than, if your buddy sells a dime bag every once in a while down the street, which you're going to have to do now that we're getting rid of hemp.
Yeah, the black market's black market is celebrating because now they get their action back.
Yeah, no doubt. No more gummies for you. Don't worry, I got all kinds of gummies. All kinds of gummies. You want some yummy gummies? You want some of these over here? These are the 99 wow-wows.
Those are those left-handed gummies.
Oh, yeah, you better watch out for those things. But yeah, there's a difference. Nobody's texting. I put it out there. If you have friends that are human trafficking in children, we'd like to know if you've decided what you're going to do. We haven't got that text yet. Let me know, Belle, if that one comes in. I got a buddy who human traffics.
Okay. He's not moving weight, though.
No. So Trump
They're all
says,
skinny girls.
Yeah, just skinny, moving weight, big weight. He's a bigger girl. I only do big ladies. The government's still closed, but they're hoping to reopen it tonight. He hopes to get it on his desk tonight and sign it. But as we talked about, and we've been talking about, Massey, you never know with him. And with the ACA and the fact that Marjorie Taylor Greene is looking at what's going on out there, and she's saying the same thing a lot of other Americans. My kids can't afford to live. They can't afford to move out of my house. So I wouldn't be surprised if she says, hey, Mr. Speaker, your ass is going to make sure that we have a vote on this. Not we're going to talk about it, and I want to know what your plan is before I go and vote yes on any of this stuff.
Yeah, I've got a funny feeling that they could be debating well into tomorrow morning on this thing.
This is where they call horse trading goes on?
Yeah.
Yeah, horse trading. Because Massey's going to say, well, he may say no. Well, the hemp thing is bizarre. Again, why they put the hemp.
That was sneaky.
Yeah. It was Mitch McConnell. Did he even know he did it? Because he's at that point now where he's become.
I'm sure it was a favor that he sold to either the alcohol lobby or the pharma lobby.
Yeah, they all love big pharma. And I bet, I bet all the politicians here who had to, who were trying to become the nominee because early voting started today, I bet they're excited that because none of them wanted to endorse any kind of thing to do with weed.
How do you have a state where Thomas Massey comes from it, Rand Paul comes from it, and Mitch McConnell comes from it? I think the only thing I can guess and feel justified in saying is that McConnell was able to prevent his own primarying because he was a leader of the Senate.
Yeah, I guess, huh?
Because he is just he's a complete scumbag, and you've got the citizens of Kentucky up there voting for two libertarians who are all about freedom, and then you got this guy selling favors to get rid of hemp.
Well, that's what they all sell favors. I mean, that's just it. And thing with McConnell is, see, this is the problem with McConnell and all these guys. They're so out of touch, right? The lobbyists know they can go back to these guys, the Schumers of the world and all of them, and still get their whatever we need. What bidding we need done, you'll do it for us while you still can, because they realize things are changing. Like the left is getting ready to go through a major battle in which way they're going to go.
Oh, yeah.
And for those of you guys who don't know, Mondani, and now there's a socialist mayor that was voted in Seattle. So there's a battle.
Did that election already take place?
Yeah. So the socialist one. Che Guevara, Sanchez, Laura. I don't know what her name is.
Enjoy your bad decisions, guys.
And here's the thing. If you want to see how it works, Seattle's a place to do it. Because they're all about getting rid of the corporatists to a certain extent. You'll have a better chance of trying to get through some wacky ideas there than you will with Mondani.
Yeah, you would.
Right, because Mondani is, like Kathy Hochul's like, yeah, I support him. He wants to give free buses. Yeah, that ain't happening. I'm not giving him a penny. He better raise some money himself or learn how to drive a damn bus.
I saw the press conference she did where she was talking about how we are not eliminating that revenue stream.
Yes.
Just to, hold up one of his campaign promises.
Yeah, and I thought that would be the easiest one for him to get by. It was like, okay, at least they give away free buses, free bus rides. No, can't even do that. So, I know Tommy Tuberville thinks it's going to be Sharia law there in a week or two.
It already is. They've already started beheading women that cheat.
Oh, totally. And the call for prayer going out. We've already lost it, boys. It's too late now. New York's done. Like, settle down there, Tommy. Hey, would you take the LSU job if they offered it to you?
Me?
No, Tommy Tuberville.
Oh.
wouldn't that be funny?
I was going to say, yeah.
He used to be a coach, didn't he?
Yeah, he was coached. He coached Auburn, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Would he take that job again? No, he enjoys this.
Probably not.
Money talks, though, at some point in time.
It does.
Hey, did you see that yesterday? The, what's his name, who got fired? Kelly?
Brian Kelly.
They offered him $25 million that night, and he's all, you owe me 54. I want my $54 million.
Why would he take that?
Well, but if they're starting at 24, they're willing to negotiate a little bit. So why would you just take it and leave money on the table?
The reason is because there's a clause. The clause is in there where you have to actively search for another gig, or to offset that. But no, he's like, no, not in this. You owe me $54 million, and I want my $54 million. Now, they could pay it out over installments of like 20 years.
Yeah.
But the way it went down, I could see why he's pissed. Couldn't you? I mean, it's some of those fan bases out there, you guys think you're way bigger than you really are. Like, you win, not like, good luck finding somebody to go into Penn State and win 10, 11 games every single year. And now you think you're going to go find somebody else who's going to come in and win you 11 games. You're not going to be happy there either. Yeah. So good luck with your stupid uniforms.
Yeah, coaches, college coaches don't have much time anymore.
No. It used to be the great job, right? You get that and you go from there. And the other thing too, remember the governor? So the governor.
Oh yeah.
He was the one who wanted him out. He pushed him and then the athletic director out. And he was telling everybody, we have to pay for it ourselves. And LSU came out and goes, the state's not paying a penny for this. Donors are. Stop lying. Oh, my Lord. Football, baby. Football. A lot of text here about Chad. You keep saying if Trump knew and didn't do anything, but you're ignoring that he did do something. He banned him. Actually, if you look at the emails, he never banned him, according to this email. That could be a lie, but they're not denying the email's legitimacy. And secondly, dude, if your buddy, in theory, is human trafficking and child molesting, and you're like, you can't come to my house anymore, and you're like, I've done my part. I'm sorry. You got to do more than that. You do. What do you consider weight in pounds? This is what we've been talking about drugs. We're trying to teach you guys. You're moving weight.
Anything over a ton.
Yeah. It's got to be about.
As long as it's under 2,000 pounds, you're good.
Yeah. And he knows. Now, I don't know what that is when it comes to as far as what goes on the boat in Venezuela as they blow those little people off. You know, did you see that the Brits aren't sharing information with us anymore?
No.
Yeah, they're not sharing intelligence because of what's going on there. Because I guess they shared some, and we were like,
they don't want to get blamed for just random killings.
Yeah, they're already in trouble, right? We've already got enough problems. We don't need you guys hopping on to it. The British told us you guys were smuggling drugs. Oh, so speaking of Venezuela, we should talk about that. It's kind of interesting because it's getting close. You're not moving all of that firepower there to allow Maduro to stay in power. I think we can recognize. If he is still in power and we did nothing and then the Gerald Ford leaves, floats in, floats out. First of all, why did you move it from where it was to come over there and just to float around? But they're talking about 200,000 people. When I talked to my buddy Mike Lyons, the military guy, he says, I don't think people realize they have a formidable force and they have some serious weapons and we don't have enough people. So, God willing, that doesn't happen. But there's no doubt there's going to be more that's happening. So, goodness, it's all happening, kids. It's all happening. It is. Welcome to America. And yet, our government, more chaos is going on now, and our government's not even open. Our government's not even open.
I say we just keep it like this.
If you could get everybody paid and those people didn't have to be there, why can't they just come in once every few months?
Well, that's pretty much what Congress does anyway.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's what this one did. But, I mean, does it really need to be there all the time? Shouldn't you be with your constituents all the time? Shouldn't that be part of the game? You know, I don't want to hang out with them. No, you have to.
Busy fundraising.
That's what they have to do. It's always about fundraising. It's weird that you fundraise in a state that you don't live in. That's kind of odd. Coming up, some White Woman Wednesday. More on all the other goodies going on. We also have One Hit Wonder Wednesday. We got 3 awesome smash hits as well today. So if you miss any of those, and remember, every Tuesday you can start sending us our One Hit Wonders as we ask you to do. And you can always reach out to us through our text and all the other stuff. But we got our One Hit Wonder coming up as well. This is the Chad Benz Show, Super Talk 99.7. All right, guys, Bulwark Capital next week. Preview webinar, 5:30 our time, absolutely free. What are we going to talk about? First of all, the AI bubble. How real is it? Should you be concerned about exposure? I think a lot of people should be maybe looking around how you position yourself. So that's why you need to be on this. It's a free webinar. You can go to knowyourispodcast.com and sign up for it today. They're going to talk about the overall effect of AI in this and where they think everything's going in 2026. Also, what it is that Bulwark does and how they look at value investing in retirement portfolios and investments across the board and show you what they're all about. Lower risk, lower cost, lower volatility. It's free. It's 5:30 next Thursday. That's the 20th. Go to knowyourriskpodcast.com to sign up today. That's knowyourriskpodcast.com. You can also get a free portfolio review where they'll go through your portfolio with you and share their ideas with you and let you see what it is that they do. knowyourriskpodcast.com for Bulwark Capital Management. Investment advisory service offered through Trek Financial LLC and SEC registered investment advisor. Investment involve risk and a guarantee. Past performance doesn't guarantee future results. Trek 25338.
All right, drivers in Sumner County, we've got a crash blocking the left lane of Vietnam Veterans Boulevard eastbound near Gallatin Pike. Tennessee SNAP recipients getting some of their November benefits, and hear the White House respond to the Jeffrey Epstein email dump coming up at 2:30 on Super Talk 99.7 WTN.
This one's for you, white parents. By the way, I'm a white parent.
I am Kylie. This might be a hot take, but white parents are failing miserably right now. Truly, we are in the middle of a white parenting crisis, and I think there are 3 types of primary issues that we see today. Number 1 is the neglectful parent. This is the parent that just gives their kid an iPad and tells them to fuck off. Or it's the very, very rich parent who is so career focused that they don't give a shit what their child is doing. What this does is it causes these kids to grow up with serious self-esteem issues. Number 2, the racist parent. Yeah, this is the type of parent that literally will spew racist bullshit in front of their children. They'll say bigoted things in general. They'll be homophobic. They'll be Islamophobic. And they're not even giving their kids a fair shot to be normal, healthy individuals. From what I've seen in my experience, a couple of these kids do turn out to have violent tendencies. I think it's that antisocial personality mixed with the hateful rhetoric that they're raised around. And number 3, nice white parents. These are the white parents, specifically moms, that let their sons bulldoze them. They could scream at their mom and literally punch her into the wall, and she'd be like, thanks, sweetie, I love you. It's the sheltering of those boys that leads to absolutely disgusting, hateful, and misogynistic men as they get older. Parent your kids or don't have them, period.
Whew. God, she's on fire today.
She just got all the answers, doesn't she?
You know what? It's nice to know. Well, all white women have the answers.
How many kids does she have?
0.
Oh.
Because of the penis repellent.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah, that come. Yeah.
Yeah, you can't get close to that.
Yeah, her personality is definitely the best birth control ever invented.
Yeah.
But I like how she always claims that she has seen examples of this.
Yeah. Well, that's everybody's seen examples of it. It's like yesterday we were talking about weed, right? Somebody texted in and goes, I have 3 friends, and they smoked weed. Next thing you know, they're doing crack in the alley or whatever they said.
So they went from weed to heroin. 3
yeah.
family members, and it's like, okay, well, you have 3 anecdotal stories. I can bring in another 50 to 100 people that smoke pot and never did anything else.
Again, the hemp thing, I don't get it. But she gets it right, because all white parents are the worst. The best thing you can do if you're a white parent is raise your child as a person of color that's non-gender specific.
And no matter what happens to them, always let them know they're a victim, even if it's something you did to them.
Absolutely. That right there is so important. Everything that's ever happened to you is because of capitalism, the patriarchy, misogyny. Got misogyny. That's the name of my band, actually. Misogyny.
Yeah.
Got a new album coming out called The Patriarchy. Misogyny.
I like how she said, the language that white parents are using is not just homophobic, but Islamophobic.
Yeah. How's that? How?
And she's seen it.
Of course she has. Of course she's seen it. Of course she has. Which, again, in a strict Islamic home, she would not be thrilled by what mom and dad may think is right for their child. But because of the color of the skin, they get a pass, is the way she looks at it. Because it's really, I always remember this. It's really only white people have ever done anything wrong. Like what's going on right now in Sudan, white people's fault. Nigeria,
well, you got to remember,
white people.
I mean, much like Steve Martin, she was born a poor black child.
Weren't we all? We're all Jews in the eye of the Lord, and we all been born poor black children. It's not very nice, Chad. It's racism. Racism. Man, some people are very mad at, what's his name? Massey and Rand Paul. Call them rhinos.
Well, to an extent, I would agree that they are rhinos because they're not about the Republican agenda. No. They're about the liberty agenda. They have to run as Republicans to get elected.
Yeah.
But that's not what they're about.
And by the way,
they're about liberty.
Everybody who calls people rhinos, in particular in the MAGA wing, you're not conservative. You're MAGA. It's totally different. Conservative is not what, William Buckley thought about back in the day. That's all gone now. It's not. You're not fiscal hawks. You're not spending hawks, right? In theory, you're not supposed to be neocons. When you think about all this stuff. Everybody in the party, for the most part, is a rhino because there is no conservative wing of it. Very little of it. Because even with Massey's about freedom, well, the old conservatives had a little bit of the Christian conservative. They wouldn't be about certain things, but he's about the freedom. Same thing with Rand Paul and the weed and stuff like that. Everybody's a rhino nowadays when you think about it. All right, coming up, One Hit Wonder Wednesday. There's one hit, and we wonder what it is. Well, we've got not one, not two, but 3 one-hit wonders.
Some good ones.
Hell yeah, baby. We're going to get your toes stomping. And as I did in the first hour, I'm going to put this out there. I did not write the song. I did not sing the song. Ladies, this one's for you. Even though the song is about some of you ladies and not so much some of you other ones. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
I'm Ken Weaver with your top stories. Got the full forecast in 5 minutes. And starting today, Tennessee SNAP recipients will get 65% of the November benefits due to the ongoing federal government shutdown. Those scheduled between November 1st and today will see partial payments immediately. Everybody else get theirs on their regular date. The remaining benefits to be issued once federal funding resumes. And Speaker of the House Mike Johnson says they're going to vote to do that tonight. Karen Travers.
The White House says President Trump intends to sign the government funding bill as soon as possible after it passes. Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt told reporters they expect that will be tonight, and the president could sign the legislation during dinner with Wall Street CEOs here at the White House.
Our troops, air traffic controllers, and federal employees will be back to receiving their regular paychecks. Families in need will get back to receiving their food purchasing assistance, and the people's government will soon be back open for business.
Karen Travers, ABC News, the White House.
Now, Johnson can only afford to lose 2 Republican votes. Caroline Leavitt, during today's White House press briefing, responded to Democrats on the House Oversight Committee releasing a series of email excerpts that show Jeffrey Epstein referencing President Trump.
These emails prove absolutely nothing other than the fact that President Trump did nothing wrong. And what President Trump has always said is that he was from Palm Beach, and so was Jeffrey Epstein. Jeffrey Epstein was a member at Mar-a-Lago until President Trump kicked him out because Jeffrey Epstein was a pedophile and he was a creep.
Leavitt later clarified her comments in a statement saying that Epstein being a pedophile was, quote, a fact that has now come out. And the U.S. Mint has produced its final penny, ending more than 2 centuries of history. Rising costs, nearly 4 cents to make each penny, led to the decision, saving taxpayers millions. Pennies remain legal tender, but expect cash transactions to round to the nearest nickel. That's the latest news. Weather's next. I'm Ken Weaver, WTN News.
Beacon Capital Management is ready to talk to you. Now, when it comes to your retirement, Beacon, guess what? They can help you with that. When it comes to things like estate planning, they can help you with that. Sometimes people just want to talk about it. The reality is they can help you with that. When it comes to long-term health, they can help you with that as well, because a lot of times people don't realize long-term care is something you got to think about. And when it comes to taxes, yes, Beacon can do that as well. A one-stop shop. And maybe you need one, maybe you need all. There are things in like the One Big Beautiful Bill people don't realize with some of the tax opportunities there, whether it's car loan interest. You can get up to $10,000 you can deduct in car loan interest, but there's a certain thing that has to be done before you can do that. And do you meet that threshold? Or if you're over 65, you're eligible for an additional senior deduction of up to $6,000 with a phase out. Although it's not a complete elimination of tax on Social Security benefits, it does provide valuable temporary tax relief. You got to take advantage of these things. How do you do that? Simple. Call them today, 615-488-9303. Beacon is local. They'd love to talk to you. 615-488-9303. It's a free personalized financial consultation, or visit beaconcm.com. This is a paid placement. Every Wednesday, that's today, we do White Woman Wednesday. We're going to do a lot of that. Get a lot of those text messages. Appreciate that. But we also do One Hit Wonder Wednesday. This is where we wax poetic about bands that had songs. Now, the songs may have stuck around for a while. We may still love them when we hear them. But the bands themselves, well, they disappeared, never had another hit. And kids, we do it every Wednesday, and we love it. All right, One Hit Wonder Wednesday, like we do every week. And remember, Tuesdays, start sending your stuff in for One Hit Wonder Wednesday. You can tweet at me, at Chad Benson Show. Check out all of our stuff, but make sure you get it to us, and we try to get it on as much as we can. Today, in the second time we're doing this, we're going to start with Ken.
All right, boys, I'm going to take you.
Yeah. It does. It's got a little bit of that. It almost feels like that's kind of what they were going. Like they were probably influenced by some sort of, mariachi kind of style. That was it. They had one hit. It was big.
Don't be racist.
I know. I'm sorry. I apologize. But, I can't even believe that. Yeah. But what are you going to do? I mean, they were probably influenced. But hold on a second. Can the Maoris be racist against the mariachi style if they're trying to? Is that cultural appropriation?
Yes.
I don't know the rules. I don't know the rules.
Well, then you told us some sad things about Polly.
Yeah, he died. He had a congenital disease. His brother died, who was in the band too, a few years before him. Neither of them got to 42.
Terrible.
And that poor girl who sang, she's like, she didn't have a band of singing anymore.
Yeah, she's gone.
Yeah.
Well, not gone, but I guess that was it for her.
Yeah, that was it. So it's a shame. But, man, they had that one hit. Forever, they will be known, OMC, rocking and rolling and singing those songs and driving around in that cool car where they look like they were in Miami.
Yeah, lowrider.
Yeah, that was an American lowrider. Like a Lincoln, and I got news for you. Let me tell you something. You go to Europe or anywhere else in the world and you see like an old school Lincoln come by, that is a rare thing.
Well, especially on those roads there, man. Aren't the roads a lot narrower?
Man, you got one of those things. It is, I couldn't even imagine. It has to be a stunt car, and they had to close the roads so they could drive down two roads kind of thing just to get it through. All right, Bell, what you got for us?
I picked one from I said earlier it was from the early 80s. It's from 1979, and it is from an Englishman who was in a band called Rockpile. And I've picked a different version to play this time. This is not the version that went to number 12 on the charts. It's the one that you mentioned earlier.
In the right measure.
That is the version from Live at Daryl's House with Nick Lowe.
Yes, sir.
It wasn't too long ago.
No, this has only been up a month, this video.
Yeah, and it's he still sounds pretty damn good.
They all do, actually.
Yeah, it does. It does. It sounds pretty. I mean, again, that's one of those songs too. Because Nick Lowe's one of those. When you hear that, you think, didn't that guy have a lot more hits? I always feel like he had a bunch of hits before that.
Well, he was in the band Rockpile, and they did very well in England.
Yeah,
but as far as a U.S. career and a solo artist, he only had one thing that hit here in the States.
That's all you need. Just one, baby. Just one.
And MTV played the living hell out of that video.
Living hell.
Because it was back in that phase when they were desperate for anything.
Yeah, they would, huh? God. You know what? Today, if you think about it, you could have, looking back, it's like, oh, they took anything. And MTV was so desperate, you could shoot a video today, get it to them by noon tomorrow, it's on in the afternoon. That's how desperate they were.
I should have done that.
We should have. Had we, now that we know, it's like, I could have been in band. Right? I mean, the Sex Pistols, none of them knew how to play any instruments.
Well, Steve Jones did. The other two guys,
Steve Jones
not so
did,
much.
but, let's be real. The bass player wasn't very good, but you know what he was? Good looking.
Glenn Matlock was okay, and Sid Vicious was terrible.
Horrible. He had no idea what he was doing. He had no idea.
But still a rock star.
And that's, you know why? Because he was punk rock. He didn't care that he didn't have any idea what he was doing. So speaking of punk rock, this may be one of the most punk rock songs you'll ever hear. And it actually comes from 1963. Number 1, 10 weeks on the chart, sold 1 million copies. And this guy, Johnny, right? I mean, this guy, James, he's a singer in the, Norfolk at church. And people are like, oh, he sounds great. And he's like, I'm bored with this gospel music. But they're like, you've got so much soul, James. So he changed his name to Jimmy Soul. So
Jimmy Soul.
Jimmy Soul, baby. Now, Jimmy has a song that he's pretty stoked about. It's 20 years old. It takes it a bit from the Calypso world. There's tongue-in-cheek here, and I want you guys to understand that right now. So, ladies, gentlemen, you might understand this. If you want to be happy for the rest of your life, you never make a pretty woman your wife. Oh, an ugly woman will cook your meals on time, and she'll always give you peace of mind.
She won't ask you to send her to Brown.
No, she won't. No, she won't. She won't ask you any of that stuff. I tell you, that's a smart thing. But remember, guys, you could be mad at me. Jimmy sang this, not I. And I will say this. It's unfortunate because all of our artists today, outside of Nick Lowe, died young. He died at 45. He struggled after going into the military and fell into a situation where he got into drugs. But this one song, whenever it comes on, you toe tap and you're like, I like that song. I saw your wife the other day. She's ugly, but she sure can cook. Oh, my Lord. Oh, Jimmy Soul, if you want to be happy, is your one-hit wonder from me today. Again, if you got any one-hit wonders, let us know.
He might have made some. I think that song was used in some commercials.
It was used. It was in several commercials. It was also in, if I'm correct, it was in Mermaids. Is that the Cher movie? Yeah, I think.
Yeah, Mermaids was a Cher movie.
Yeah, so it's been in. Well, it's in a lot of commercials.
And it's been in more than one movie too.
My Stepmother's an Alien, Mermaids, Mask, and tons of TV commercials. So, and the interesting thing about it is, it was a huge hit in Britain too, because it was a kind of that British invasion, but it was the exact opposite. because Jimmy Soul went over there.
Jimmy Soul.
And he said, check it out, guys. If you guys want to be happy for the rest of your life, well, you get it. Get an ugly.
Get you an ugly
woman
girl.
You got a bunch of ugly ladies over here. It's not very nice. The English rose. It's not very ugly, Chad. I understand that, sir. I understand that, sir. The government. So I think they're meeting now, right? I think they're swearing her in a little bit.
Yeah, they were supposed to at 4 o'clock, which when they say that on the East Coast, that means 4 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
You know, it'd be hilarious if they got there and they're like, has anybody got the keys? What do you mean? Nobody?
Johnson locked him in his office. Has anybody got a spare?
No. Well, get those guys from January 6th in here. They knew how to open it up. Oh, geez, you threw a January 6th in there, for God's sakes, Chad. The Maduro thing, because we're talking about earlier about us, who knows what we're going to do there. And I'm chatting with 2205, talking about, look, we don't need, there's nothing that Venezuela is doing to us that matters at all. Who gives a blank what they do? All right, it's your country. I don't give a rat's ass. You want to run into the ground? Knock yourself out. We're going to send your people back. You do whatever you want with them. Okay? But they pose zero threat. And the drugs, they pose no threat with the drugs. They don't. Cocaine. There is virtually no fentanyl that comes out of South America. China to Mexico, Mexico to the United States. And you know what? We always want to talk about, the right always wants to talk about personal responsibility. How about this? We do a better job of not having a market here. Because we love ourselves some weed? No, we love ourselves some fentanyl. When's the last time somebody died from the weed?
Well, I was talking to the lieutenant governor of Texas, and apparently
all the time. That press conference he held was the greatest press conference, where he was like, somebody could take these gummies, like a whole bag of them, they could stumble onto a train track.
He should have preambled it with, I'm about to make myself look like an idiot, so pay attention.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. And boy, did he. Oh, lordy, lordy. Even Ted Cruz, by the way, the whole hemp thing, the Ted Cruz, he's not thrilled by this. Because he thinks it's a joke, the whole thing. But, yeah. So, Venezuela, again, I don't give a rat's ass what they do. Knock yourself out. We don't need to do regime change. There's no reason for us to be over there. There isn't. And he's already offered us everything. If we want rare earth minerals, he said you can have them. If you want all the oil, you want to take back the oil things, we can have them. He wants power. Let him have it. Who cares? But they're of no. Every time you hear them say, we saved 25,000 people. If it's really what's on there is cocaine, man, maybe 5,000 people a year die from cocaine overdose, and that's a maybe. Where do you have to go to get cocaine? The 80s.
Plus, I understand wanting to see people be okay. Unless you're some kind of sociopath, you don't look around and go, I wish bad things on people. But trying to save people from their self is a fool's errand.
It is a fool's errand. It is absolutely a fool's errand. And this continuous, but the war on drugs is over. Fentanyl's
and drugs won.
Yeah, drugs won. They won handily, too. It wasn't even close. They won. I don't care how many red ribbons you wear. I don't care how many times you get out there with Nancy Reagan and talk about, we're going to fight back. I don't care about any of that stuff. It won. Now what you have to do is figure out how to make yourself healthy so you don't need the drugs. That's a better idea. We tried to destroy the war on drugs. Plus, you got to think about the CIA, too, because they don't like the competition, as we all know. So the war on drugs they've won. So let's figure out how to make the marketplace smaller rather than try to defeat the actual product, because that ain't going to happen.
Regulate it.
Regulate. Oh, God, yeah. Regulate.
Just from an economic standpoint, the war on drugs does one thing very well. It's a price support mechanism for the cartels.
That's it. And By the way, what's his name? John Curacao? That's his name?
Yes, John Curacao.
You go watch him talk about when he went. They sent him to Afghanistan. He's a former CIA guy. He went to Afghanistan. And they went there for what? So he could go study all the stuff they're doing with the poppies and all of the heroin, and how then they killed his report because the CIA likes the fact that they could get it to Europe and certain parts of Europe, especially in places we don't like. Well, they could get doped up on drugs, and that helps us. This is insane. It is. And we sit there and go, sounds good. Oh, Big Pharma's okay. We'll wrap it up straight ahead. Chad Benz Show, Super Talk 997. Oh, Relief Factor is awesome, and you will love it as well. Let me tell you something. If you work out, if you do any kind of things, well, you're just getting older in life, man. You know this. You're sore, your aches and pains in your bones, you got all this stuff, and you need something. Relief Factor delivers that every single day. You can take it every single day. It is drug-free. I do. I'm working out more and more every single day. And I love the fact that it's about my recovery, my aches and pains, especially with my muscles. It's not there. So much about feeling better is the recovery after doing stuff. And Relief Factor provides that. It's got cusamine and resveratrol and omega-3 fatty acids and icariin and all this amazing stuff that targets those things when it comes to inflammatory response. So try it and you'll like it. All right, check this out. $19.95, 3-week quick start. Tell them I sent you. Go to relieffactor.com, relieffactor.com. It's less than a cup of coffee a day. Relieffactor.com or call 1-800-4RELIEF, 1-800-4RELIEF for Relief Factor. Ken?
Yes, sir.
Bell? Do you guys like Raisin Bran? Because I got about 40 boxes of them over here. Cinnamon toasty Raisin Brans, all kinds of Raisin Brans.
I'll take them.
Keith, I've never even met you, and I love you.
Because if you guys would like, they're right here.
What about me?
Oh, you can have them too.
Hey, Chad.
Hi, baby. How you doing?
I saw
What
that
did you
downstairs. I got a book that.
Did you get a coloring book?
I got a book that says I can still do everything with one arm. That's the title of the book.
Oh.
Wait a minute. Who sent you that?
I don't know.
Well, they do realize you have two arms.
Some
again,
sort of
right?
pirate?
Well, I think it was. Well, it says. It's just, it's somebody sent me a book called "I Can Still Do Everything with One Arm." I think they, that's like a celebration
Written
of
by
my
Rick Allen.
shoulder surgery, maybe. Oh, man. Oh, here's a note. Hold on. Here's a note. So you got some Raisin Bran
I got, well, let me see the Raisin. I got
for Matt.
our good buddy Keith. I got Crunch. I got the Raisin Crunchy one.
Well, this is very. Oh, that's nice. This is
Cinnamon.
very sweet.
Who's the author, Matt? Rick Allen?
You're going to feel bad when I read you this note. The author is Katie Laurel Wells, and this is a gift from Katie Laurel Wells. And it says, Matt, I was born with one arm, and your show over the last few months has given me grace, courage, and grit on my journey with one arm. My swim instructor said I would never swim, and I became a Para-Olympic champion swimmer. All right.
Oh, way to go.
As ever, Katie from Katie Laurel
Because
Wells.
you had shoulder surgery, she ended up going to the Olympics?
That was my takeaway.
Right.
Bones
That was my
pretty
takeaway.
motivating, aren't they?
I mean, no offense, but that's kind of an odd thing. Hey, this guy knew he got shoulder surgery, and I don't have an arm, but now I'm in the Olympics. Like, what?
And I won a gold medal.
Yeah.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
It's like that's
Katie, you know what? Come back to us when you win a gold.
Chad's in a bad mood.
No, I'm in a great mood because I got so much. Oh, Northern Lights tonight, guys. Are we going to see any of that?
Here's the great thing. Northern Lights, I'm just saying. Wait a minute. Hold on a sec. I saw a meme where somebody wrote out, it was a lengthy, Northern Lights this far south. It's so cold in Florida. I'm just asking questions. And it's a meme of Tucker, asking questions. I'm just asking questions, government operation, whatever. So we're one step closer to Keith running out of things with raisins in them. So that's good.
We're never closer to that.
That's good.
He finds new stuff.
Raisin Bran Crunch. There's a different type of Raisin Bran?
This is a crunch, right? This is giant size, too. This is large size. They're different.
Giant size, large size. I'm large size. Jackson's giant size.
There you guys go. Yes, he is. And if he would like that, he could use some Raisin Bran.
I wonder what I'm talking about on the show today, Chad.
I don't know. What do you want to talk about? We're going to talk about the Northern Lights.
Oh, yeah, the Northern Lights are coming.
There you go.
All the way down here?
I don't
Maybe.
know. We're going to find out. Go outside and look.
Yeah.
People keep telling me that. You guys have a good day. We'll do it again tomorrow. Wow, look at that.